Good morning, students. Today we are going to do English grammar and we will study the topic nouns for today. So let us start. Okay. The topics that we will cover in nouns today are: what is a noun? What are the types of noun? What is a countable and uncountable noun? What are the numbers and genders in nouns? So, first one is, what is a noun? We already know a word used to show the person, thing, quality, idea or state is called a noun. Anything that we see, touch, hear in this world is called a noun. It means that only. For example, Jacob is a good athlete. Now what is Jacob? Jacob is a name of a person, so it is a noun. This book is mine. Book, here these are some more examples. This book is mine. Now here book is a thing. We are talking about something, so when we talk about thing, it is called a noun. So book becomes a noun. Okay, let us move further. Nepal is a beautiful place. Now it is the name of a place, Nepal, so it also becomes a noun. I have got a glass of water. Glass of water is again a noun because it is a name of a thing. Very good. He is an adult. So now adult, he is what? An adult. So adult becomes a noun. Okay. Now there are different types of noun. There are proper nouns, common nouns, material nouns, collective nouns and abstract nouns. So in total there are 5 kinds of nouns. Again, proper noun, common noun, material noun, collective noun and abstract noun. The name given to a particular person, place or thing is called a proper noun. For anything, where it can be a place, it can be a thing, it can be a person. If there is a particular name given to that person, thing or place, it will be called as a proper noun. Like we can say in people, it is Neha, it is Garima, it is Jacob, Ram. When we name something, they become proper nouns. If we take of things, okay, things can be atlas. It becomes a proper noun because atlas, we are talking, it is a group of maps. It is an atlas, it is a proper noun. Okay. Places, Himalayas, Bombay, Gwalior, all these are places, so it also becomes a proper noun. Okay. Example, Raja Harish Chandra was just a king. So Raja Harish Chandra, which is a proper noun, it is a name. We are talking about the particular Raja Harish Chandra of one person, so it becomes a proper noun. Here H will be capital, it is wrong here. H should be capital. Any name, any proper noun, all proper nouns will be written in capital letters always. Rajasthan is a sandy area. It is a place and it is a proper noun. Understood, everyone? Okay. Let us proceed further. Next is common noun. So any things, places, persons which are not particularly named are called common nouns. The name given to the nouns of the same class is a common noun. For example, boys are hardworking. Now here I am not talking about any one particular boy in the class or in the whole universe. I am talking about in general all the boys. So when I am talking about more than one persons of the same type or of the same class, it is called a common noun. Another example is, lions will never eat grass. Now I'm not talking of any lion. I'm talking about only the one lion. I'm talking about all the lions. None of the lions will eat grass. So lions will never eat grass. So it is a common noun. Very good. Normally we never use an article before a proper noun, but sometimes when these nouns represent the quality they possess, in such a case we use it before the proper noun. So this is an exception. Okay, we have already studied, and the articles a and the, none of the articles will be used before the proper nouns. But sometimes we may use an article before a proper noun. What are the cases where we can use? When we are using the proper nouns as a quality, it will be more clear with the example. Example given here is Anita is the Lata Mangeshkar of our school. So here first in the sentence you tell me about whom are we talking. Are we talking about Lata Mangeshkar or there are two proper nouns, Anita and Lata Mangeshkar. About whom are we talking? About Lata Mangeshkar or Anita? Yes, we are talking about Anita. We are not talking about Lata Mangeshkar here. We are talking about Anita. And probably she is a very good singer in the class. So instead of saying she is a very good singer, who is a synonym for a very good singer? Lata Mangeshkar, because she sings so beautifully, right? So we can say that Anita is the Lata Mangeshkar of our school. Lata Mangeshkar because she is a very good singer. So we are saying that Anita is a Lata Mangeshkar of our school. Okay, very good. So here in this case we can use the before Lata Mangeshkar because Lata Mangeshkar is representing a quality here. Anita is not representing any quality. It is a proper noun here. So Anita cannot be used with the A or N. Okay, you cannot use the Anita. It is wrong. Only the Lata Mangeshkar it can be used because here it is a quality. What is the quality represented here? Good singing. Okay, another example here can be Sumit is the Sachin Tendulkar of our school because he is a very good batsman. So we can say he is a Sachin Tendulkar or he is the Mahendra Dhoni of our school. So here we are representing the quality that they represent. These people who have excelled in their fields, they are synonymous with their qualities. And in these times, as an exception, we can use an article before their names. Okay. Let us proceed further. Next is a material noun. Things which we can weigh or measure and which are used to produce new things from them are called material nouns. Like gold, like silver, like steel, like magnet, all these are called material nouns. So we can weigh them, we can measure them. They can be weighed in kgs, grams, anything. Okay. And they are normally used to make new things. They are all materials. Wood. Very good. Collective noun. Nouns that refer to a group, collection or gathering is called a collective noun. So now collective nouns are those where we are talking about not one person but more than one persons in general. Same, one word represents more than, we are not using the plural form here. It is not singular and plural, boy and boys. It is not like that. It means only one word will represent, we cannot be made of one person. For example, when I say the class, okay, now the class consists of all the students who are there in the class. It cannot be made by just one student. Class will always consist of more than one students. So it is my class going on. So class becomes a collective noun. When I say a bunch of flowers, now flower can be one or many, but a bunch cannot be made by just one. Bunch will always be a group of some flowers or a collection of some flowers. So, band of musicians. Band is again a collection or a group of musicians. That is why it is also called a collective noun. So again we are repeating it. Nouns that refer to a group, collection or gathering is called a collective noun. For example, the class seems to be noisy. The band of musicians were called for the annual function. What can be the other examples? Yes, army, another example. Okay. Anything else? Okay, let us proceed. Abstract noun. Noun that is used for the action, state, quality is called the abstract noun. So nouns that represent not a thing, or we can say that we cannot see. Nouns that we cannot see, which are the actions of people, which is a state of quality, okay, is called the abstract noun. For example, hunger made the farmer weary. So what made the farmer weary? Hunger. So hunger becomes a noun, and it is what is it? It is state of the person. He is very hungry. Okay, so it is a state of that person. So it becomes a abstract noun. You cannot just touch and see how much hungry he is. It is just a state. Youth are the future of our country. Now youth again is a abstract noun. You cannot see how a person who is 18 years to 40 years is called the youth. Now you cannot go and touch just by looking or touching. You find out? Okay, youth, old age, these are all only cannot be touched, so they are called abstract nouns. Okay, let us come to the exercises. Identify the types of nouns here. Okay, I want you all to do it with me. The first one is, a dog likes to eat bread. Now what are the nouns here and what kind of nouns are they? Yes, dog. Dog is a common noun. Okay. Eat what? Bread. Bread is also a common noun. Okay. The Ganga flows from the Himalayas. Himalayas is not written probably. Yes. The Ganga. Again here it is a mistake. G should be capital. The Ganga. G should be capital here. Okay. Because it is a proper noun. Ganga is a name of a river and it is one particular river. We just cannot say a river flowing in Gwalior is Ganga. No. Ganga is a particular river. Okay, so the Ganga, G should be capital and it is a particular noun. And when we say it flows from the mountains, mountains becomes a common noun. But if we say the Ganga flows from the Himalayas, Himalayas is again a particular noun. Eggs were broken by a boy. Eggs is a common noun and boy is also a common noun. Okay. Oranges are costly fruit. Oranges is... Yes, oranges is a name of a fruit. Okay, so it is a proper noun here. Okay. Okay. Now there are some states of noun. We have already read what are the types of noun. Now there are two states of noun which are countable and uncountable. Whatever, whether it is a common noun or a proper noun or material noun or abstract noun, everything in this world is normally categorized into two things, whether it can be counted or whether it cannot be counted. Okay, so first one is countable. Nouns which can be counted are called countable nouns, like boys, like eggs, like tables, chairs. We can count these things. Can we count how many tables are there in the house? Yes, we can. Can we count how many students are there in the school? Yes, we can. So the whatever things we can count are called countable nouns. For example, eggs are sold for ₹60 a dozen, which is a countable noun. Second state is uncountable nouns. The nouns which cannot be counted are called uncountable nouns. When I say milk is useful for everyone, can you count milk here? No, we cannot count milk. So it is called an uncountable noun. Youth is the future of the country. Can you count youth? No. Number of people you can count. You cannot count youth. How much youth is there? So it is an uncountable noun. Very good. Okay. In the below sentences, some nouns are countable and some are uncountable. Find the nouns and state what type is it. Let us do it. Ready, everyone? Okay. The first one is, Maruti is selling a number of cars. Here, cars is countable and a common noun. And Maruti is also a noun. Maruti is name of the company and it is a proper noun. Okay. I love the sweets that are attractive. Now here sweets is uncountable. Why? Because see the sentence again. I love the sweets that are attractive. There are so many sweets that are attractive. How will you go and count all the sweets? Is it countable? No. But if I say I love the sweets kept in the plate, that is countable. That time sweets becomes countable. In the sentence also it is very important to see. Okay. Same sweets, when it is used in a sentence, I love the sweets kept in the plate. It is countable because in the plate you can count how many sweets are kept. But when you say I love the sweets that are attractive, there are so many sweets that are attractive in the whole world. How will you go and count all the sweets? It is uncountable. Okay. Okay, we have done what are the types of noun, we have done what are the two states of noun, and now here we are talking about the numbers. Number means one, more than one, that is called number. Okay. Number tells us about the fact that whether the noun that you are talking about is only one or more than one in number. Example, say they are of two types, singular and plural. Whether it can be a singular noun or it can be a plural noun. Boy, boys. Boy is singular, boys is plural. Tree, trees. Tree is singular, one. Tree is more than one, which is plural. Foot, feet. Okay, so these are called numbers. Nouns can be represented into two ways, one or many. When it is one, it is called singular. When it is more than one, it is called plural. There are okay, so the types of gender, there are 4 kinds of genders that we can talk about: masculine, feminine, common and neuter. This is the last topic. Masculine, as we all know, that denotes male sex, which is examples can be boy, horse, father. So that is called masculine gender. Then feminine gender, that denotes female sex: girl, mare, mother, daughter, princess. All these are feminine genders. Very good. Then there is a common gender that denotes either sex. Example, doctor, teacher, child. So now here, see, a doctor can be either a male or a female. So it comes under the category of a common noun. Teacher, again, it can be a male or a female. How many do you have male and female both kinds of teachers? Yes, we do have male teachers and we do have female teachers. Most of your physical trainers are males. Yes, they are also your teachers. Yes. Child, again, there are so many children. Child is again a male or a female. Then last one is a neutral gender that denotes non-living things. Non-living things don't have gender, we know. So we cannot say that don't have gender. In this case, we can say that they are neutral gender. All non-living things will come under the category neutral gender that denotes non-living things. Example, pen, table, glass. Have you all understood everything? Have you all understood what are the types of nouns? What are the types of noun? Tell me. Yes, proper noun, common noun, abstract noun, material noun. One more. Proper noun, common noun, abstract noun, material noun, and collective noun. So there are 5 kinds of nouns. And then we have learnt about countable and uncountable nouns, which are the 2 states of nouns. Then we have learnt about the numbers, nouns, it can be singular or plural. And then we learnt about what are the types of genders. Very good. Thank you everyone, and let's meet next time again. Till then, stay safe, stay home. Thank you.